Hey
Kathy.
Deb, thanks for getting me on
Of
here.
course. So glad you reached out.
Yes, I'm always late to the party, but
Oh no,
here I
it's
am.
it's all right. You were in good timing this morning. I think we have a couple more joining, so we're gonna hold on just 1 minute. Yay, there's Navita. Good morning. How's everybody feeling this morning? It's
Good.
gorgeous. It's gorgeous outside.
Oh, so beautiful.
I
I wish we
know.
were all together outside doing
I
this.
know. Wouldn't that be lovely?
That'd be great.
I got my windows cranked open, just getting every bit of fresh air I can before winter closes in on us.
Oh, yeah.
Hope everybody had a good evening last night. We probably had 65, 70 kids
What
at
is it?
least.
Wow, that's a ton.
I know. I know. I
I
know
had
that.
38 and I thought that was a lot.
Well, I know it was at least that because I had prepared little bags this year. Usually I just have a
Oh,
bowl and
yeah.
hand it out, but this year I was trying to be as safe and distance as I could. So I made like little treat bags, little bags, and I had 50 of them, and they were gone. So, and
Wow.
I was out there. I only let them take one bag each, which they did. They
Yeah.
were good. But then after that, I just had to put what candy I had, into a bowl, and I'm sure that there were at least 15 or so more after that. So we had a good turnout. But it was a beautiful night, and um,
Full moon, good weather.
I know, just weather. We have a great neighborhood for it too, because our neighborhood is in a circle.
Oh, yeah.
Our little neighborhood is literally one circle around. So other people come into to our neighborhood just because it's a nice one to walk. But
Uh,
all the neighborhood kids were out, so it was nice. All right, well, we'll go ahead and get started this morning. I've been everyone's been talking about the moon, and we did a half moon practice on Friday. Rod was with me for that, and we put two half moons together and made a full moon for Friday. And today, I just wanted to continue that. It's just been such an inspiration, a visual inspiration, certainly, being able to see it outside. And so we're going to do a moon flow practice, a moon salutation flow. And I have never actually taught this all the way through. I've practiced it several times in class, but I've always wanted to incorporate it in the class. So we're going to go really slow. This is not a fast, charge up your heart sun salutation. Moon salutation is meant to be a cooling, calming practice. So even though it's moving, we're going to move very slowly. And full disclosure, this morning I had a little bit of a back issue about an hour ago that just kind of crept up on me. I was fine when I got up this morning, and midway through the morning, got up from the couch and it just sort of wrenched on me. So I had a moment there where I was a little panicked and didn't know if I could move through everything, but I've gone through it. As long as I move slowly, I'm going to use my blocks today. So I'm pretty sure that is good for all of you as well. So let's just get started. Go ahead, we're going to lay down for the first couple of minutes and just open up our side body. So this moon salutation, has a lot of arches to the body. Some of them are side arches and some of them are back bendy. But we're going to begin by lying all the way down on the mat. And we're going to do a little bit of side body opening as we find our opening breath work as well. So settle the body down first. Just take a moment to feel your presence and weight on the mat. Find your breath. Just begin to feel the rhythm of that inward and outward flow of energy. Feel it as it comes in through the nostrils, tickles the back of the throat, comes all the way into the chest and opens up the lungs and heart. With each exhalation, soften the body down. Feel that grounded presence of each part of your anatomy that is attached to the earth. Let's just take a few soft breaths, normal, non-controlled breathing here. And if you have anything going on in your world or in your life that you'd like to tap into for inspiration or affirmation today, perhaps create that intention for yourself in this practice. Take a couple of more breaths here in this neutral position. And then we're going to begin by opening up the side body in a supine crescent. So I'm going to suggest that you raise the arms up and over the head. Now, arms can be out at a wide V, if that feels better for your shoulders, or they can be directly up and overhead. Bring the feet together, and then we're going to slide both feet over to the right corner of the mat, all the way over so that they're almost coming off of the mat. You're keeping the hips planted here, and then once you have the feet in that position, just wiggle walk, kind of scoot your shoulders over to that right side of the mat as well. So the full body is still supine. You're still laying down and both shoulders are connected. The hips are connected in the original center position. And begin to find your breath once again and breathe up that left side of the body as you're arcing over toward the right. Head can be neutral, or you can slightly drop the right ear toward the mat if that feels comfortable to you, but you want to keep the neck in probably a nice neutral position here. With each inhalation, draw the breath up through the left side body, beginning with the ankle and the pinky side of that toe, and imagining that breath traveling all the way up to the hip joint, up over the left ribs, under the arm, and flowing out through the left fingers. With each exhalation, you're allowing that breath to move down the body, returning back to its origin. This is a very subtle opening, so you shouldn't feel any extreme sensations. But the more you bring your thoughts and mindfulness around the idea that you're opening the side body, the more you will feel it. Use that breath to energetically move up and down the side, stopping at any point that feels a little bit tight, or where there might be some restriction or any anxiety that needs to work its way out. One more deep inhale, exhale, and release. We're going to bring the feet back to the center neutral position. Wiggle walk the shoulders now over to the left side of the mat. And then once the upper body is moved on that side, you can slide the feet over toward the left. Go through that process again now of feeling the breath moving up and down the side body as you are gently and beautifully arching over to the left. Today we're going to flow with the moon's energy, so you might even bring to mind that beautiful crescent, that shape that your body is creating here. This pose is actually called banana asana because we often think about the shape of a banana in this same way, but today let's bring the moon to mind. A couple more breaths here. Relaxing and releasing. Alright, and then you can begin to walk the shoulders back into the center of the mat. Bring the hands down by the side and slide the feet back to neutral. Draw your right foot up, leave the left foot extended, and bring that right foot into the inner left thigh. So this is kind of a half Baddha Konasana here. We're just allowing the right hip to open. Place your hand on top of the right thigh. And you're not pressing down with any force, but just that gentle pressure and awareness of your hand on the top of the thigh can help telegraph to the body that that's the area we're trying to release. Breathe here into this hip opening. Affirming to yourself, today I will go with the flow. Couple more breaths here, and then we'll switch sides. Straighten that right leg, extend it down the mat, and draw the left foot into the inner right thigh. Breathe here again. If you like, you can place the left hand just gently on the top of the left thigh. Slow, deep, gentle breaths. This is a calming energy we're introducing today. One more breath here. Go ahead and lift the left knee up and bring the right leg up with feet on the mat. Let's draw both knees into the chest. Gently hug the knees into the chest. Place one hand on top of each knee and just circle the knees around, gently creating small circles with the sacrum. And then circle around the other way. One more little stretch here. Let's place the left foot down on the mat. Extend the right foot up to the ceiling. Interlace the fingers behind the right thigh. Inhale up, gently pull and coax that right leg a little bit closer to your head. Maybe slide the hands up behind the calf if you have that space available. Breathe here. Just a little gentle hamstring stretch to get us started. Lower that right foot down. We'll do the same with the left. So lift the left leg up, sole of the foot placed toward the ceiling. Interlace the fingers behind the thigh. Breathe here, grounding down through the lower back and the sacrum, and yet coaxing that left leg a little bit closer to your head. See if you want to slide your hands up above the knee so that they're coming around the calf. Maybe not. Maybe they stay down below. Breathe here into this opening. releasing and grounding with your energy. And then we'll place that left foot down. Go ahead and roll to one side or the other. Help yourself up to the seated position. We're going to come around and all meet in tabletop hands and knees position. Just a couple of little gentle cat-cows here. So as you're ready, go ahead and drop the belly. Inhale, gaze up toward the ceiling or the sky. Inhale and draw that breath all the way in. Exhale, engage the abs to help press up through the back, up into a nice cat stretch. Inhale for cow. Exhale, press up for cat. Once again, inhale to cow. Press up and back to cat. Inhale to a neutral spine. Let's extend the right leg down the mat. Press back through the heel, feeling that extension all the way from hip to ankle. Lift that right leg up and press back further. So you're energetically pressing from the hip joint, from that place where the hip and the femur connect. Pressing out through the base of the right sole. Breathe here, hold this lift for a breath. And then we're going to keep the leg extended and raised and cross it over toward the left. So we're crossing the right leg so that it's coming probably off the mat. Just getting a little bit of a stretch here into the right hip, down the IT band. Bring that right leg back to center and bring it down back into tabletop. Extend the left leg back. First, pressing back through the ankle. Just feeling that little stretch now all the way down through the Achilles. And then lift that leg up. It's just coming up probably about 6 inches off of the mat, maybe no higher than hip height. Press back through that foot, really finding that energy through the lower core, all the way down through the sole of the foot. And then we're going to cross that left foot toward the right, keeping the leg straight and extended, just feeling that little stretch down through the left piriformis, the outside of that left hip. Holding the abs nice and steady to help protect that lower back. Drop, bring the leg back to center, and come back into tabletop. Got a gaggle of blue jays out my window. I don't know if you can hear it through the microphone. They're so loud. All right. From here, we're going to press back into an active child's pose. So keep the toes curled underneath the body. Reach the arms out nice and long. Draw the fingers forward as you find that stretch all the way down through the lower back. Tailbones pressing down toward the mat. Breathe here. Wow, this really feels good on my back this morning. This is exactly where I need to stretch. Tempted to just stay here. Inhale, come up to tabletop, and we're going to rock forward, lowering the body down into a cobra. So we're going to come all the way down to begin, and then press up, hands directly under the shoulders, lifting the heart, getting a little back bend here in our cobra. Exhale, lower down, and press back once again to that active extended child. Do that a couple more times. So we're just going to go through this little flow, rocking forward as you inhale. Exhale, lower the body down. Inhale, press down through the palms, lift up for cobra. Little back bend here. Exhale, lower down. Rest back. Active extended child, sometimes called mecha. And Once again, slowly rocking forward, coming down as you exhale. Press up. Nice cobra, lift that heart. Arms are nice and tight to the body. Exhale down. Inhale, press back. Exhale, extended child. Come all the way up, back up to tabletop. Hands coming directly underneath the shoulders once again. We're going to draw the right arm up, rotating the heart toward the right. Getting a nice little opening twist here. Exhale, bring that hand down, thread it through and underneath the left. Come to rest on the back of the right side of the head behind the ear and on the shoulder. Breathe into this twist, an opening in the shoulder blade, the scapula, all of those muscles in between the ribs. Breathe and relax. And press down into the left hand palm, lift back up, settle back into your neutral table once again. Draw the left arm up. Get a nice little stretch as you draw the heart toward the left and up. And exhale, bring that hand down and through the right, coming to rest on that left shoulder blade and just behind the ear on the left side. If you feel any particular tightness here, always stop and mindfully send your breath to those areas. This helps send that oxygen and those signals to relax. Visualize where you need it, and it will come. All right, press down into the right palm, lift back up into tabletop. Let's go ahead and curl the toes. We're going to press back into a downward facing dog. Lifting the knees up off the mat. Keep your knees as soft as they need to be for this first time through. And use those lower abs to lift from the lower body and press the hips up and back. Nice deep breath here. Let's let it out with a cleansing sigh. Once again, inhale. All together, cleansing breath. One more time. Whatever you've been holding inside, whatever angst or stress or challenges, just let it out, let it go. And walk the feet forward slowly to the front of the mat. And here's where I'm going to use my blocks getting into position this morning. When you arrive into Uttanasana, release down. Press down through the feet, come into a half lift. Hands can come either to blocks or to shins. Lengthen through the crown of the head, and then exhale, hinge forward and fold once again. Soften your knees, root down through your feet, and begin to rise all the way up. Arms coming up and overhead. Lift and extend. When you reach the top, exhale, come into a very slight back bend. Fingers just reaching toward the back of the mat. Inhale, upward facing hands. Exhale, forward fold. Once again, inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Step back to downward facing dog. All right, make sure that you have your blocks in place if you generally use those 4 lunges. I'm going to warm up here with a low crescent lunge. So I'd like you to bring your right foot forward between the hands, using blocks as needed. Pressing up first through the thigh and lifting the body up and forward. Crown of the head is pointing up toward the sky. And then exhale, we're going to lower the left knee, uncurl the left toe. Inhale, coming up with the arms reaching up and overhead. Exhale, slight back bend, open the arms to goddess arms. So the arms are reaching out with the elbows roughly the same height as the shoulders. Fingers are open wide. Heart is lifted. Breathe here. Beautiful low crescent. Exhale, bring the hands back down to the blocks. Lift up with the left knee and bring the right foot back to downward facing dog. Take an additional breath here. And we'll bring that left foot forward between the hands. Setting up once again. First with the knee lifted, finding that strength through the right leg, lifting the thigh toward the ceiling. Feel the spine elongate as you draw the tailbone and crown in opposition. Breathe here. Then drop the left knee down, uncurl the right knee down, uncurl the right toes, and lift the arms up once again. First reaching skyward, and then exhale into goddess arms and create that sweet little back bend again. Now, if that's too much on your back, you don't have to go backward. Obviously, use whatever version of this works best for you. Breathe here, opening the heart, opening the collarbones and the throat. And then bring the hands back down to the blocks. Lift up on the right leg. Left leg slides back into downward facing dog. All right, walk the feet forward. We're going to come up to the front of the mat once again and prepare for our moon salutation. So first, find yourself in an Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, slight back bend. Upward facing hands. Exhale, hands to the sides. Take a breath in mountain pose. All right. We're going to bring the arms up and overhead as we begin. Grasp the left wrist with the right hand. And we're going to draw that left arm over the ear in a standing crescent, arching over to the right. So this is a lot like what we did in our opening stretch. Breathe here in this beautiful crescent. And then inhale to center, grasp the right wrist with the left hand, and you're going to draw that right arm over the ear and arch over to the left. Root down through the feet, so feel that right foot nice and planted so you can feel the stretch and extension all the way up the right side of the body. Inhale, arms to center. Bring the arms down. We're going to step back with the left foot into a wide leg stance. Pivot on the feet so you're facing the left side of the mat. Heels are in, toes are out. Draw the arms out to the side, bend the knees, come to stand in goddess pose. One breath here. And then straighten the knees, arms come out to the sides, coming into 5-pointed stars. So the toes are still pointed out. From our 5-point star, we're going to reach forward, and you're going to reach out over the right toes. Pivot on the right toes so the toes are now pointed more toward the front of the mat. And we're windmilling the arms down, coming into triangle trikonasana. So having a block here is something I would suggest. I think it always helps a triangle pose to find that alignment with your block. Today for me, that's really feeling much better. So in triangle. And then we're going to lower the left arm. Again, we're moving very slowly here. Lower the left arm down. Face the torso toward the front of the mat. Grab your other block. So have your block in front of each, have a block on the outside of your right foot. Pivot on the left foot slightly. Open that foot out so you've got a little bit more of a track in between the 2 feet. Reach and extend through the crown of the head. Reach it forward. Exhale, lower the elbows down, bending into pyramid. One breath here. From pyramid, we're going to bend the right knee, and you're going to lower that left knee all the way down into Anjaneyasana once again. Arms come up in this low crescent. Exhale, arching back into our beautiful crescent moon. Exhale, hands come forward. We're now going to lift up on the left knee, but just enough so that we're going to walk the hands and the blocks around to the side of the mat, coming into a wide leg forward fold. From here, bend the right knee and walk the hands with or without the blocks, and just hold this position so that you're bent, your right knee is bent, your left leg is straight. Now, you have the option, you can either hold this here, or if you'd like to do a little bit of back and forth in this Skandasana, you've got the energy and your legs are feeling strong and you'd like to do this, you can sort of sweep back and forth a couple of times, just get a little bit of movement. But if you want to stay in that static position, that's fine as well. All right, what we're going to do though is if you are static, you're going to go ahead and bring it to the left side. Bring your blocks around with you. Coming into Anjaneyasana, facing the back of the mat. Sorry, this is a lot of explanation, but there's a lot of steps to this. So now I have the right knee lowered. We're going to inhale, come up, reaching back into our low crescent lunge. Exhale, come back down to the front. Lift up with the right foot. Bring that right foot a little bit closer to the left. Straighten the front left leg. Fold forward into pyramid pose once again. Take this slowly. This is a deep stretch into the hamstrings, so find your ease. And then straighten the back, pull the crown of the head forward. Place your block on the outside of your left foot. And we're going to open the body to the right, coming into triangle once again, Trikonasana. This time with the right arm raised. From here, press down into the right foot. Use your core strength to lift all the way up. Pivot on the right foot so that the toes are pointing out. We're coming back into 5-point star. And then bend the knees, coming back into goddess. Hold this goddess pose for a breath. Step the right foot toward the back of the mat. Arms come up and overhead. We're going to grasp the right wrist with the left hand. Exhale, arching over to the left, crescent, standing crescent. Inhale, directly up. Grasp the left wrist with the right hand, arching over to the right. Breathing deeply, feeling all these beautiful bends. Inhale to center and release. Let's forward fold once. Release down. We're all facing the back of the mat now. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Arms up and overhead. Exhale, slight back bend. Upward facing hands. Release the arms to mountain pose. Take a nice soft breath here. cool yourself down. Draw the breath in through the mouth this time and feel that cooling breath coming in over the tongue and back to the back of the throat. This is a little different breath than we use, and again, it's a cooling breath meant to go along with our moon flow, cooling and calming the system. One more breath. And then we're going to flow back to the other side again. So let's all come together. Now you know a little bit more about where we're going, so maybe it'll be a little smoother in my explanations. Inhale, arms coming up and overhead. Grasp the right wrist with the left hand. Arch over to the left, standing crescent. Inhale, upward facing hands. Grasp the left wrist with the right hand. Draw that arm over the ear, standing crescent to the right. Inhale, upward facing hands. Step the right foot back, wide leg stance. Pivot on the feet, toes are pointing out, heels are in. Bend the knees, come into goddess. Elbows and shoulders are roughly the same height. Lift the heart. Feel the strength of the legs here. Straighten the legs, straighten the arms, come into 5-point star, feeling that energy flowing all directions in the body. Deep breath. And then we're going to reach out over the left foot, coming into triangle. So reach that arm out and then windmill the arms down, coming to rest on your block as the right arm reaches up. Inhale here. Exhale. Bring the right arm down. We're going to move the torso down so that the torso is now pointing downward. Pivot slightly on your feet. Bring that left foot up. Bring the right foot up so your stance isn't quite as long. And then wiggle walk that left foot out to the left, just creating that nice little track in between the legs. Inhale, straighten and lengthen through the spine. Exhale and fold. Pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. All right, from pyramid, we're going to slide the right leg back, lower the right knee, uncurl the toes, and lift up into Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. Exhale, back bend, create that beautiful crescent. Just pretend that your body is in the shape of the moon, no matter what shape it really is in. I know mine's probably not very shaped or bendy, but just visualize. Exhale, bring the hands back down. Walk the blocks around to the right side. Lift up on the right knee. Come into a wide leg forward fold. And then we're going to walk the hands or the hands with the blocks to one side or the other. So I'm coming toward my left knee. If you're holding a static position, you're going to hold it there. Feel free to move back and forth if you want to get that little bit of movement, just to warm up the legs a little bit more. In our flow today, completely your option. And then if you're in the static hold on the left side, slowly walk the hands around to the front so that the hands and the blocks, bring them with you. Coming back into pyramid once again. Folding over that front right leg. And then bring your hand on the right block. Open the arm to the left. Slowly rotate the body toward the left, coming into your beautiful triangle once again. And then with the strength of your legs and your core, lift all the way up, coming into 5-point star, pivoting on the feet. Once again, toes are out, heels are in, heart is lifted. Bend the knees, come back into goddess pose one more time. And then we're going to step the left foot forward, come back to the front of the mat. Arms come up and overhead. Grasp the right wrist with the left hand, arch over to the left. Standing crescent once again. Breathe up through the side body. Inhale, come to center. Standing crescent the other direction, grasping the arm, gently drawing it over the ear. Revisit your intention for this class today. Are you going with the flow? Are you allowing what is to be? Arms up and overhead. Exhale, slowly fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Step back to downward facing dog. Come forward to the knees. Press back to that active child's pose once again. Feet are underneath, toes are curled under. Stretch and reach the arms forward. Really pull those fingers forward and see if you can feel even more stretch coming up both sides of the body. Release the tailbone down toward the mat. Breathe into this lower back. And then take your left hand, walk the left hand over, place the left palm on top of the right. Just getting a little extra bend here. And then same thing on the other side. Bring the left hand back to neutral, bring the right hand, walk it over, and right palm is on top of left palm. Bring the hands back to neutral. Rock up to tabletop, lower the body down, come into that lower position as we move into a little cobra. Inhale, elbows tight to the body, lift and arch the back into cobra. Exhale, release down. Inhale, press up and back, extended child. Inhale, rock forward, lower the body, all the way down. Inhale up, cobra. Exhale down, release. Inhale, press up and back, extended child. Inhale, come all the way up to tabletop. We're going to take the right forearm down to the mat. Fingers are reaching toward the left. So your forearm is facing toward the left. You're going to reach the left arm forward and carry it all the way forward as far as those fingers will reach, allowing the brow to come down on top of the right forearm. This is Anahatasana, melting heart. Breathe deeply. Just allow that heart to drop and be heavy. Whatever you're carrying, whatever's on your heart and mind today, try to let it go. Try to know that whatever happens, everything will be okay. The world will right itself. You just have to have faith. Stay calm. And slide that left hand back, press back up into tabletop. And then we'll take the left arm, come down on that left forearm, right arm sliding forward. Reach out, see if you can pull yourself with those fingers so you really get that nice stretch all the way down the side body, and then let the brow come down to the forearm. Open your breath to that back body. Let your heart release. One more breath. And inhale, bring that right hand back up, press back up to tabletop, and come into a seated position. All right, let's go ahead and roll all the way down. We'll just do a few stretches on our back. Let's draw both knees into the chest to begin. Just hug your knees into your chest. And then let's extend the left leg down the mat. Keep the right leg hugged into the chest. Take the left hand to the outside of the right knee, the right arm into a T off the shoulder, and just coax that right knee over to the left. A nice little stretch through the hip and glute. Open up the arm. The right shoulder is planted down on the mat. So you really feel that opening underneath the underarm as well. That's a really important place to get stretched and allow those fluids to open up. All that lymphatic tissue is really centrally located between the neck and the breast area and the forearm. Breathe and release. Inhale, let's roll back to center. We'll extend the right leg down the mat, draw the left knee in and hug the left knee into the chest. Bring the right hand to the outside of the left knee, left hand now to a T off the shoulder, and just gently coax that left knee over to the right. I'm moving really slowly on mine today. Breathe mindfully into any areas that are arising. Offer yourself grace, compassion. You're here. You showed up. You're offering yourself this beautiful gift. The gift that says, I love you. I'm taking care of you. Everything will be okay. And then you can roll back onto the back. Okay, bring both legs up, soles of the feet toward the ceiling. And just go into a little happy baby. You can either grasp the shins, the ankles, or if the knees can drop far enough down, you may be able to reach the outsides of the feet. See if you can press down through the entire length of the back. Imagine that grounding earth energy holding and securing you, keeping your true north. Talked a lot about grounding energy this week in practices. There's just something so powerful about feeling that energy coming up from the earth and knowing that it's a part of you. And that you are a part of it. One more breath here. And you can release those feet. Go ahead and extend the legs down the mat or set up in whatever version of Shavasana speaks to you today. If you want to support, or if you want to create any other shapes with bolsters or blankets, by all means, make this your Shavasana. Do try to hold off on any other thoughts for just a little while. Your mind is like the blue sky and your thoughts are like the clouds. So when you're trying to release and calm the mind, just picture being able to blow those clouds away. Just a little puff. Move them off. They'll surely return. Come back to your breath. these last moments of your Shavasana during this practice today, visualize that beautiful moon above, always there in the sky, night or day. Knowing that its energy is reaching toward this earth, pulling you, pulling me, allowing us to remember that the ebb and flow of life is forever changing. And yet some things remain ever present. The earth, the universe, the universal is always here. Begin to flutter a little bit of energy back into your body through fingers and toes. Draw your arms around yourself and offer yourself a sweet hug of gratitude for this practice. And in your own time, as you are ready, draw yourself back up to a seated position. Close our practice together. I'm going to end this practice with a beautiful quote from the Dalai Lama to remind us that though chaos does seem to be around, things will be okay. Let's draw the arms up and overhead. Reach the palms together. Lift our hearts. Bring the hands down to Anjali Mudra. No matter what is going on, never give up. Develop the heart. Too much energy is spent developing the mind instead of the heart. Be compassionate. Not just to your friends, but to everyone. Be compassionate and work for peace. In your heart and in the world, work for peace. And I say again, never give up. No matter what is going on around you, never give up. Thank you so much for practicing today. Namaste. Thank you, friends.
Thank you, Liz.
You're welcome.